For each one of the instruments you are using, you need to describe them. And in that description, you're going to say the length, how many questions you're asking, how you're going to be using it, how the participants are going to be answering, how much time is going to take them to answer the documents, the questions. If it is an interview, it is from 45 to 60 minutes. That's a good interview. If it is um, a test, you might have an idea of at least what time is going to take the participants to answer it. But what is most important in a test or a survey is the number of items and how these items are related to your research questions. That is always good to say how the instruments are related to the research questions. If it is an interview, it is good, and if it is a test, it is also good. Two things. We have three research questions, or we might have a hypothesis in quantitative research studies. Uh, but the research instruments contain more detailed questions about the problem you're studying. So if it is an interview, you can have 5 leading questions. In an interview for qualitative research studies, you need to include, which is an open interview, you need to include questions, and you need to describe how, as you are interviewing the person, you can also come up with new questions, because qualitative designs are of emerging nature. You are not, an investigator, a researcher, you are not prepared as for all the questions that are going to emerge in your study as you are conducting it in the field. Um, how you're going to be taking notes, field notes. Field notes are the notes you take as you are interviewing the person, you are recording. You take notes on the environment, you take notes on anything that you think is interesting, the attitude of the person you are interviewing, or the time it took, any inconvenience you had, because these field notes are going to help you when you go interview other people. In qualitative research, you can interview all the people only once, but there's something you need to reach. You need to reach data saturation. That means that if in the second interview a new question arises and that question was not answered from the participant number one that you interviewed before, it would be good to give them a call or interview them again. Not the whole interview again, just the new ideas that you are coming up with. This is very important to say that you made not only one interview but different interviews if you have a small amount of participants. So in quantitative research design, what you try to find is sound statistical analysis for you to show the results of your of your study. So that's different. Okay. As I said, you need to write a step-by-step application of instruments that takes 1 paragraph per instrument, or maybe 2 paragraphs. The data analysis